Welcome to Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel. This video is the February channel update for year 2020. First of all, I am intending to go down to Louisville next week. This is February 4th, and then if things are able to go as planned and I'm able to get down there, then it'll be exactly a week from today that I'll have to leave to go down there. But if I find that there's crappy weather along the way, along the route that I'd have to take in order to get down there, then that would be the only reason that I wouldn't go, basically, is as if there'd be icy covered roads in let's say Wisconsin or Illinois or wherever it might be, that I'd have to drive through in order to get down there. My mom looked up weather for Louisville, and she just saw rain, which I'm not concerned about rain so much once I'm down there, because I'll primarily be inside the whole time while I'm down there. So but yeah, if I'm able to get down there, then I do intend to make videos as much as I can while I'm down there, and then you guys can all see what's down there, or what's at that show. And then we ended up having a little bit of a medical emergency happen. My dad ended up spending most of yesterday and then along with overnight, and then so far today in the hospital bed, which we don't really know for sure why that is just yet, but hopefully he's not sitting in there too much longer, and he'll get home. I'd like to see him come right back home tonight, but he probably won't, unfortunately. But hopefully it won't be too much of a stay, though, because we do still need him here, to do everything that he has been. Yeah, I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, because this channel's not about my dad. It's about motorsports and farming, as the name of it says. So with that being said, I'll actually get into the farming first, just because I'm so close to where we keep all the equipment. As far as fueler goes and stuff, that's at least a month away yet. Probably a little bit longer. But the groundhog on Sunday did not see his shadow, which, if that's accurate, means that spring will come early, which, after the last couple of years that we've had, we're due for that. So So yeah, here's the first piece of news right here. Is I was able to get the remainder of my small square hay bales sold during the month of January. So as you can see, there's an empty rack sitting here right now because of that. So yeah, that's nice, you know, see an empty rack here, and then that way we can, you know, just pull that out of here, and then in a month or so, then we can get to the planting equipment that's currently blocking in. Yeah, I was not able to move any more brown bales during the month of January, so I still have, so as of right now, I still have the same amount left to sell as I did at the time of the January video. And then this skid loader here we should hopefully get up and running pretty soon again too, you know, because I guess the air filters were screwed up, and yesterday I was finally able to get them, and it's just a matter of sticking them in there, and then we can use it. This one may still need a fuel filter as well, but 'cause I know last winter we changed the fuel filter on one of the skid loaders. Can't remember which one it was though, so it might just be one of those things where I'll just, you know, go in and get a filter and do it, and then, you know, because I'm starting to think that it was the track machine that we changed the fuel filter on last winter. You know, I thought it might have been that one, but thinking it was a track machine, because all I really had to do with that one is, you know, put some fuel additives in with it, you know, when that one starts acting up, and then that's been enough to solve the problem. So but now, as far as this planter goes, I may end up switching soybean planters, you know, a little bit sooner than I thought. And I inquired about, you know, one that's on a nearby dealership lot, and they didn't think that particular model would be, or that particular planter would be, you know, sitting there come springtime when the fuel work's ready to go. So, you know, because otherwise, you know, if it were still sitting there, then he'd probably just, you know, let me bring it home here and, you know, plant everything with it and see for sure how I like it. You know, it's obviously it's a narrower spacing yet than what this one is. And then the row spacing I've been trying to accomplish with this one, and I've been going about, you know, doing it, you know, it's doesn't necessarily, you know, come up the way that I'm trying to have it come up, and then in order to do that, you know, I've had to make 2 passes along the same set of tracks, and, you know, and the salesman and I were talking about, you know, it's not necessarily, you know, might not necessarily be worthwhile in the end to, you know, to have the extra compaction and, you know, extra seed, extra diesel fuel, you know, to get that type of spacing like I've been trying to do with this planter, and like I say, it doesn't always germinate. It doesn't necessarily germinate that way either. And whereas the one that's on their lot, it would just be, one pass and then over with. It would be narrow enough spacing to, where one pass would be good enough. So, in fact, as I'm sitting here, I'm kind of tempted just to, go ahead and do it, because for one thing, he's willing to give me a lot more for this planter than what I thought I might get out of it by trading. And then I also thought of another piece of equipment that I can throw in on the deal. There's a disc line in the distance there that I haven't used for the last couple years or so. Just we were using it, and then it got tired on us, so just been letting it sit there and looking for something to trade it in on. And whereas this narrower roll planter, it might be a good thing to trade that in on. Because so far I only mentioned putting this planter in this part of the deal, and that's all I've mentioned so far. But well, like I said, it is still a good idea overall to try and fix our problem with it. Either way, because I guess it's, I didn't really, tell them about this, the breakdown that I had with it this last spring. So yeah, either way, we'll probably still fix that. And then, for some reason, we still have a leaky cylinder here, which, if I were to go ahead and trade it, then that would not get fixed. But yet, if we were to still use it, then then we'd try to fix that yet. Yeah, I don't want dealerships, they wouldn't worry about that type of an issue so much as they would with the broken driving shaft, that I pointed out a little bit ago. So yeah, that's really the only farming news that I have right now. Is that there could possibly be a different planter at the place that I use for soybeans, and then that one I may eventually switch and do the corn with a couple more years down the road. And then if I were to switch those planters, then we'd have to look at how the tires are spaced on this tractor. You know, this 8100 is a one that I do the planting with in the spring, so that would also have to be looked at then. Whereas right now they're spaced right to where it works with both of those planters. Now this 8640 here, I can't remember if I talked about this in the January video or not, but I'm thinking I did. That we got a little shifting issue going on, and we're in all four of the different ranges it has. It goes into those, but or it had at least this past fall, and then and there's 4 different speeds per range, and it goes into the first and the third, but not the second and fourth. So we will have to look at that. And that's stuff like that where we still need Dad around yet. It's just like I said, I'll have to sit up in that cab and move the shifter around while he's down here, messing with whatever it is that that's linked to the transmission, and that does the actual shifting. So, and this tractor is also on the radar to get traded off for something a little bit newer, and hopefully something that's got a little bit better design than the shifting pattern on this one. Because we used to have a 4040 John Deere, a few years back, and that one had 2 different shifting levers. One controlled the range, and then the other one controlled the four speeds that are per range plus the reverse. So whereas this 8640, there's only one lever for all of that. You gotta put it in the range and then move it over to the other side to get the speed, to get the different speeds that particular range allows you to go in. So and then now I have one less steer here. Or a division of cattle that you can say, it's a male that's not able to breed anything, is the best way I know to describe that. So I've got one less steer here than I did in January right now, and that is because he is in the process of becoming freezer meat. So and then there'll be one more at the end of this week, where the process is gonna start, and about that time, then the one that already went in for that will probably be ready. And I kind of had Louisville in mind, getting that all set up too, so cause the rest of the folks here will have to keep an eye on the animals while I'm gone. You know, assuming that nothing gets in the way to where I'm able to make the trip. So yeah, there'll be 2 steers here to watch over while I'm down there rather than 4, which in some ways can help. And there is actually a chance that come March, you know, when I do the March update video, that I might be back to having no cattle on the place, you know, because there is a 3rd one that's scheduled to go into freezer meat again after I get back from the trip, and then the 4th one I might just, you know, send out, you know, however heavy it is, you know, to a live market. You know, so yeah, after this I don't really know of anything that's farm related, but as you can see, we have certainly been making progress on getting a firewood stack accumulated here. In fact, we already have more made now than what we had available to sell. You know, for this winter, basically, you know, that's one thing that ended up helping us, you know, getting this going again, is because, you know, we were down to, you know, certainly less than any pickup box full. You know, and it might have filled the trunk of a car, but you know, it's hard to say if there was even that much left. But yeah, we've certainly been making progress here, you know, getting firewood made. Cause like I said in the last video, you know, we're gonna go all the way up to where that gate's at, you know, we'll go up to the post that closes up against. You know, make sure we have enough firewood for everybody that comes. In fact, this back section, you know, looks like a pro mice stacked it. In fact, I wonder who that could be. But anyway, we certainly, you know, certainly made some progress, and then also having that back row where it is, you know, we're working on the 4th set of pallets here, you know, that we're stacking up against. I'll have to try to get that one moved a little closer. But yeah, we'll be able to put at least one more set of pallets down by having that here. Maybe even 2 more sets. You know, then that would, you know, equal what we've made in I think basically these last few years, except for this last one. You know, that's about what we've had to start with you know, when they started coming in the fall to buy it. And then the last year or two that we've had it like that, or especially the last year that we've had that much here, you know, we could have certainly sold more if we would have had more, because that year we had that all, we had everything sold before New Year's, and it was still cold enough, you know, for 2 or 3 months afterwards, you know, to where we would have had more made than, you know, they could have kept coming here and getting it, or buying it. And the amount that we've made, I think my brother added up and it came out to 15 cords, in which this year, you know, like I say, we're looking to go all the way up to where that gate goes, and could end up making, you know, 25 cords possibly. Or, I don't know if that's exactly double, you know, then it would be 30 cords. You know, it'd be nice to have noticeably more firewood sitting here than what there ever has been, because then, like I said, you know, there be enough firewood to accommodate every call that we get. So, and then even if we get a year where we wouldn't be able to sell that much, then, you know, rather than starting down there and coming towards where I'm at, you know, we could always start down by where that gate is, and move the other way too, if it really came down to that. So yeah, let's keep plugging away as much as we can on with the firewood. So now that should all, you know, cover the farming side of things, or anything that could be farm-related. And like I said, I'm hoping to, still kind of hoping to get you guys a video on doing the splitting and stockpiling with the firewood, because that's, you know, especially being I've done that video already on, you know, getting them down and getting them cut up, you know, preparing it to be split and put in its place until the fall of the year when they come to buy it. But now with the motorsports, those of you that have been following the channel, you can obviously tell that I was at a ice race this past weekend, and I put 6 videos up on that, about that, and then there's 10 more videos on the first day that I haven't put up yet. But other than that, I am certainly caught up otherwise, as far as, you know, posting stuff. Every snowcross race that I went to has already been put up, or, you know, the videos are posted where you guys can watch them. And then it'll be the end of February before there's any more snowcross racing that we done. yeah, basically that last week or that last weekend, basically, you know, there's a grassroots race, a regional race, plus another ice race, like I've been posting. So yeah, I'll certainly have plenty of content to work with again at the end of February, going into March. So yeah, snowcross overall is starting to wind down. You know, like I say, there's the 2 races I just mentioned, and then towards the end of March there's one more grassroots race, and then once that's done, then the snowcross season will be over with. And then pretty much all I know of to speak of. I was able to get a video at that one backyard ice race I was at, and out of respect, I'm not going to give any more detail as far as where exactly that was held. And then, but I guess my friend that hosted it is, you know, he's gonna try and host another one, and I'll have to see once, you know, if I'm able to get any video footage of that one or not. The other one that he has. But I ended up being the flagman at that one, and that, you know, that's why you're seeing, that's why you saw the type of video footage that you did, you know, because I was trying to hold this camera and you know, keep everybody on track at the same time, basically. That's how you could see it. Yeah, you know, the first day, you know, which I didn't get any footage of. You know, those that were driving were having a hard time keeping track of how many laps they made, and so I mostly just kind of fell into that flagman role, you could say. You know, because then you know, because then they started watching me, you know, as far as, you know, when they could pick up speed and start racing, and I counted the laps, and I stopped them after the last lap was complete. So, you know, I kind of fell into that role for the most part. And then I guess I don't know of anything else right now, but, you know, if there is any sort of big development, then, you know, I'll certainly let you know. But with that, I thank you guys for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate that. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. And then once you do that, then scroll over to the right a little bit and click on that bell as well, and then you'll be notified whenever I post a new video to the channel, and then that way you will not miss any content. So also be sure to follow Mark's Motorsports and Farming Channel on Facebook as well. one other quick thing. Just out of this, I had somebody comment saying, acknowledging how hard I'm working, keeping this channel going and all that, and with the content, and that my videos should be getting more views than they do, and I have the guy's name written down, but I forgot to look what it was before I started this video. But anyway, if that person is watching, he'll know he'll know I'm talking about him, and then he also suggested some sort of program that I might be able to utilize to help get exposure to this channel. And so if you're watching, thank you for that suggestion. I will try to look into that program and see if that's something that I can utilize or not. And that's also one of the reasons why I'm intending to go to Louisville, is maybe I can pick up on something down there, with some of the other channels that are going to be down there, and see if those guys might be able to help me in any way to to get this channel going a little bit more, and and start bringing more people to it. But yeah, I have also looked into editing software too, so especially when I film the tractor pulls, then that would definitely be something I could utilize, and take out that footage of the sled backing up, and and then the crew leveling out the track and all that. So that would be something I could utilize, editing software, like I said, especially for the tractor pulls, the take out the footage of what's basically downtime of what happens in between pulls, and, either take it out for the whole video, or the whole class basically, or else the most I'd be looking to do at that point would be maybe to leave that in between the first two pulls, and then edit it out after that. So yeah, so now that's all I know of. So I was getting ready to end this video, and then all of a sudden I thought of those two things. So yeah, once again, thank you guys again for watching, and be sure to follow Mark's Motorsports and Farming Channel on Facebook, and I'll catch you guys later.